We all know the sensation. You're standing in a room full of people or scrolling through a phone full of contacts, and suddenly you realize you are entirely alone. You've been excluded, left out, hollowed out. Modern society trains us to treat this experience as a minor psychological scrape, an unreturned text message, a party we weren't invited to, a subtle brush-off. We are told to shake it off. We tell ourselves it's all in our heads. But brushing off rejection ignores a crucial reality. Social exclusion disrupts the deeply ingrained mechanics of how we act and think. To truly understand the pain of being left out, we have to stop treating it as a fleeting mood and start examining it as a physical trauma with highly specific, measurable symptoms. The first symptom is cognitive impairment. When researchers ask subjects to recall a recent painful rejection, those individuals score significantly lower on subsequent IQ tests and assessments of short-term memory. Their ability to think clearly plummets. Next comes a sudden collapse of self-regulation. Individuals who have just experienced an exclusion are far more likely to engage in impulsive or self-defeating behaviors. They give up faster on frustrating tasks and lose the capacity to control their immediate desires. Then, a paradoxical surge of hostility emerges. Even mild rejections consistently lead people to act aggressively, often directing that anger toward completely innocent bystanders who had nothing to do with the original slight. Finally, in the wake of a severe social rejection, people frequently display a profound emotional and physical numbness. Their sensitivity to actual physical pain drops remarkably, and their capacity for empathy shuts down. These systemic behavioral breakdowns indicate a severe neurological crisis unfolding inside the brain's hidden architecture. When the human body sustains a physical injury, two specific regions of the brain light up: the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, or DACC, and the anterior insula. Together, these form our physical pain network. Functional MRI scans reveal something extraordinary. When a person is subjected to a simulated social rejection, those exact same physical pain centers activate. The brain processes social exclusion using the identical biological pathways it uses to process a physical blow. The overlap is so precise that clinical studies have shown over-the-counter painkillers like Tylenol actually reduce the emotional pain caused by a social rejection, effectively dulling the heartache just as they would dull a headache. The brain simultaneously registers the pain of exclusion and generates an intense craving to restore that social contact. At a neurological level, the trauma of a broken heart and the trauma of a broken bone are virtually indistinguishable. Neuroscientists measure intense desires using a brain marker called the neurobiological craving signature, or NCS. It is typically used to track the deep, addictive urges associated with drug withdrawals or highly palatable food. Researchers recently applied this craving signature to evaluate what happens in the midbrain when healthy, socially connected adults are completely isolated from others. This chart compares the two states. After just 10 hours of social isolation, the midbrain's craving spikes perfectly match the craving patterns of individuals who have been subjected to 10 hours of complete food fasting. Our brains biologically starve for social connection with the same intensity as they crave physical sustenance. To understand why our circuitry reacts with such extreme severity, we have to look back to our ancestral human environments. For early hunter-gatherers, the tribe provided warmth, shared food, and protection. Being separated from the group was a guaranteed death sentence. Evolution needed a way to keep humans together. Instead of building an entirely new system, nature piggybacked this crucial social warning system directly onto the existing, highly effective physical pain network. Rejection was designed to be excruciatingly painful, so our ancestors wouldn't wander off into the dark and die alone. This brings us back to the mystery of our final symptom. If rejection acts like a physical injury, why do some people respond to being excluded not by crying out, but by going completely numb? Biologists call this stress-induced analgesia. When a wild animal is severely wounded, its brain often blocks the pain so it can escape a predator. A rejected human shutting down emotionally is experiencing the exact same survival reflex. How violently the brain deploys this numbness depends largely on our individual attachment styles, specifically whether we lean toward an anxious or an avoidant way of relating to others. This scatterplot illustrates exactly how that plays out in the brain. Individuals with highly avoidant attachment styles show a strong negative correlation with activity in the DACC and anterior insula. During a rejection, their brains actively suppress the physical pain centers. This sudden lack of feeling is a non-conscious coping mechanism. The brain shuts down the system to help us survive an immediate, overwhelming emotional trauma. Navigating the modern world means dealing with a constant, overwhelming stream of complex social interactions, unread messages, and missed invitations. When we feel the sting of those moments, it is easy to view that sensitivity as proof of a perfectly functioning biological survival system. The intense pain we feel when we are left out is an ancient, evolutionary tether that has kept humanity connected, cooperative, and alive for millennia. And this ancient biological signal ultimately serves as a profound reminder that we all belong with each other.